This is an ABC podcast.
This is the WA Country Hour with Belinda Varaschetti on ABC Radio WA.
Perth-based land asset developer Alterra is looking to build a large-scale 300-hectare avocado orchard at Pemberton, about 300 kilometres south of Perth. The development is going to cost more than $30 million to build and could one day account for 10% of WA's planted avocado crop. The developer has been negotiating a 50-year lease for land and water with an entity related to the Casotti Group, which is WA's largest privately owned fruit grower, packer and wholesaler. Alterra Managing Director Oliver Barnes says growing consumption of avocados in Australia and abroad make this a sound investment.
So we expect a project of this sort of scale to be producing, once fully developed and the trees are mature, 9,000 tonnes of avocados per annum. Currently, we estimate there's about 2,500 hectares of avocados in Western Australia and circa 1,300 hectares in that Pemberton southwest region. So this project overall represents about 10% of the total production that's currently in the state. So it is a significant development in its own right. The lease agreement we have actually runs for a total of 50 years. It's 30 years plus 2 10-year renewal periods, which is typically the life of an avocado tree, a commercial lifespan. You know, we're at a stage now where we'll be finalising the feasibility. We have land preparation that's already underway, and we have a number of years to prepare this project, bring the capital into position, and start the development work on the ground.
What's the current condition of the land? Is it already being used to produce avocados?
The current use of the land is that there's a large area that is not currently being used. It's fallow. And the remaining area of the land has been planted in the meantime to blue gum plantations.
And, I mean, what's the scale of this investment? Can you give us any sense of how much money this is going to cost?
Yeah, the scale of this investment, we're still finalising the feasibility work around the dam construction, which is a major capital works for this project. Projects of this scale, total development capital requirements are north of $30 million.
And what kind of infrastructure are you going to be looking to install? You mentioned there building quite a large dam. What are those details?
Yeah, so the site itself has 2 dam locations, but one major dam, which is a 3 gigalitre dam that will service the 300 hectares and allow us to really store enough water that we can mitigate any climate risk that comes with an asset like this. And because it adjoins the Casuarina, the Casotti Group's apple orchards, there's key pieces of infrastructure already in place that will allow us to proceed with planting this project once we've completed our discussions with development capital partners.
And in terms of water needs, obviously a 300-hectare avocado orchard is going to require a lot of water. Where are you at with water licensing and, I guess, the reliability of that supply?
So with the Casotti's group, they've had this asset for a long period of time. They have done all the water licensing work and permitting work required for this asset. So this asset currently holds a 3 gigalitre water license and has already had advanced engineering drawings done. Water is a key asset to any horticultural activity and particularly avocados. We're seeing seasonal demands of around 5 to 7 megalitres per hectare, depending on the yield profile of that crop. And so we want to store enough water for multiple seasons on this asset as part of building a resilient institutional grade asset.
In terms of avocado demand and prices, this industry has been experiencing a massive amount of growth in recent years, but the crisis that's unfolding has thrown some headwinds the industry's way. What's the mood in the room from Alterra's perspective about the future of avocado pricing and demand?
Obviously, COVID-19 has had a short-term impact with cafes and restaurants closing. However, that is a short-term impact, and that this event that we're in now has come after the end of fortuitously the end of the harvest season for Pemberton. Long term, looking at what production is coming forward with new tree plantings in Australia. To date, one of the things that we found highly attractive about this industry is, 97% of all avocados and Pemberton avocados are currently consumed within Australia, and that demand continues to grow. And we just can't ignore the opportunity that sits on our doorstep with Southeast Asia and that growing appetite for this healthy food as more and more parties around the world start to learn of the benefits of avocados. And really, that's the big opportunity that we see here for Pemberton and all of its growers.
Alterra Managing Director Oliver Barnes with John Daly, and talking about how Alterra is looking to build a large-scale 300-hectare avocado orchard at Pemberton, 300 kilometres south of Perth.